Hello. What is up, chat? All right. Fun little stream idea. All right, we're ranking. I'm rating every Soul Ring art. All right. There's so many. I have all of them here. There's a bunch of Soul Rings. I want to talk about them. All right. So here are my tiers, right? Well, let's start with this. Soul Ring. What even is a Soul Ring, right? What are we looking at? What are we looking at here? And we can look at the original one. If we look at the original one here, it's like it is a circle, right? It is a ring. It is a physical ring you put on your finger. It is a ring in the literal sense. And it's got some sort of star, sun magic. And we actually see that in the flavor text of this one. Lost to time is the artificer's art of trapping light of a distant star into a ring of purest gold, right? So a soul ring traps the power, the mana, the energy of a star into a ring. It is a circle that you put on. Now, of course, a ring doesn't necessarily have to be small enough to fit on your finger. Could be bigger than that. Or it could fit in, I don't know, on a giant's finger. And then for you, it could be a necklace. I don't know, right? But it's a circular thing, being a ring, that has magic. It produces mana. And it is an artifact, right? What is an artifact? Artifacts, let's go to EDH rank real quick. If I go to artifacts, right? These are not naturally occurring things, right? So boots are an artifact. A talisman is an artifact. A sphere, an idol, the Thran Dynamo, right? An artifact is a I'm going to put man-made in air quotes here because it's not like a naturally occurring thing, or the closest would be like the ozolith being like this sort of magically created object. That's kind of what green artifacts are. They don't look like one of these, but they're more like magically created. But it's a created thing. It requires magic, right? How am I feeling? I'm still a little sick. I'm probably going to be coughing a little bit during the stream, and my throat's not all the way there, but I'm feeling a lot better. Is ozolith not natural? No. Because this is from like a shattered, like the spire that got shattered. It wouldn't have occurred in nature without something intervening. Anyway, that's what an artifact is, right? It's like a created, crafted thing. It is purpose-made to suit a task. Now, there are certain Soul Ring arts I'm going to be talking about, and I remember people. I just clicked on the same thing, didn't I? I remember people saying, "Oh, what about Mystic Remora? What about Mystic Remora? That's just a fish," not understanding what enchantments are. So Mystic Remora, if we go to the original art, right? People. Oh, yo, thank you, Lord Pepsi, for the super chat. No takebacks. A Planeswalker built the ozolith. Yeah, I believe so, right? Can we do Command Tower next time? Maybe. How many Soul Ring arts are there? I didn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24, 36, 48, 49. Okay, so Mystic Remora. Right, well, what is this? Why is it a fish? But it's not a creature. How can this be? What is this? That's not what enchantments are in Magic. Okay, that's not what it means. If you look at Smothering Tithe, that's a guy. How come it's not a creature? There's a dude on it, right? That's not how enchantments work. The enchantment is going on the guy, causing him to cough up coins, right? It's the Smothering Tithe. It is a tithe enchantment you place on a person. The enchantment is the effect it has on a person, right? That is the enchantment. The Mystic Remora is the effect it has when you put this enchantment upon a fish, right? The fish itself is not the enchantment. The fish would be a creature. It's a fish. The enchantment is something you put on your fish, and you bring your magical fish to battle, and the enchantment has the effect, right? That's how Smothering Tithe works. Propaganda, look, the enchantment is on the person. Black market connections, it is, you are magically connected to whatever this is, and you get stuff, right? You can, a lot of these are, Mystic Study, I think is, I don't know. I don't get this one. So the art is actually a misrepresentation. A remora is a type of fish, yes. Did you bring your magic fish to work day? Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people don't seem to get that about like what enchantments are, right? I think it's more obvious on some arts than others, like Ghostly Prison. Obviously, this guy is not the enchantment. It's the swords is the enchantment. That's the prison. The Phyrexian arena, the magic is in the arena itself. It is an enchanted arena. Remora also means to hinder or obstruct. Sure, yeah. Okay. This is something, not to call them out too hard, but this is something that MTG Goldfish gets wrong all the time, is when they talk about Smothering Tithe and they complain about this art, it's because they don't understand this art. And if they actually looked and paid attention, understood this art, then Seth and Richard would be able to figure this one out. Anyway, all right, that's my enchantment rant out of the way. We're here to talk about Sol Ring. So here are my tiers, all right? We have a magical ring that you wear. That is what a Sol Ring is, right? It is a magical ring. It is an artifact. It is a thing you wear. It gives you mana, right? You can imagine a planeswalker putting on the ring and gaining mana, right? Nothing's wrong with the anime art. The MTG Goldfish just complains about it because they don't get it. So this is like what a Sol Ring is supposed to be, right? So other tiers, we have magical circular artifact. All right, if it's a magical circle, not really a ring that you wear, that's still pretty good, right? Right, we're stretching the definition of ring a little bit, but a circular ring or hoop shape that is a magical artifact, that makes sense. Now, if it's not magical, but at least it's an artifact, you can kind of, hand wave away what is magic, blah, blah, blah. That goes on this tier, right? And then if it is magical but not an artifact, then it shouldn't have been a Sol Ring, right? Because Sol Ring is an artifact, it should have been some other card, right? And then if it is not magical and also not an artifact, then it really, I don't know why it would be that. So those are my tiers. All right. So let's knock out a couple of easy ones. All of these that are like, they're making the ring. It's a ring. You put it on your finger, or you wear it. Right, the necklace is a perfectly fine Sol Ring. It's not a ring on your finger, but it is a necklace. So that one makes sense. All of these make perfect sense, right? I could totally see these being Sol Rings. Obviously, the Lord of the Rings ones also make sense. It is literally a magical ring. Right? Pretty easy. Why is the Valtrix ring Sol Ring? They still commissioned it. I don't know. It counts. What else is just like an actual ring that's magical? This one's a ring that's magical. This is a magical ring. This one's a magical ring, All right, these ones are pretty easy. We can lock these in. This she has it around her wrist. Boom, that's a magical ring. This one looks... I guess I don't know the size of it. Is this stream because of Pleasant Kenobi hating on the Monster Hunter Soul Ring? No, I hated on the Monster Hunter Soul Ring. Actually, no, I didn't. Originally, I asked because I wanted to know if there was a lore thing I was missing. I wanted to check. I was like, is there something I'm missing? There's nothing I'm missing. It's just bad art. And I think I had this idea, and then I saw Pleasant Kenobi tweet about it. And then I said I was going to do that. And then he called dibs, but it's been like a week, and he never did it, so you snooze, you lose. So I'm doing this hard now. This one. All right, look. The Spider-Man one is not magical, right? His utility belt. This is the first different one we're doing. His utility belt, it is something you wear. It is still a ring. It is still an artifact, but it's not magic, right? And we can do the same thing with the arc reactor, right? I mean, specifically, Iron Man's is not magical, right? So that, those, they're artifacts at least, and you can, is the arc reactor magic? I mean, it's like sci-fi tech. It's like close to magic. I'm just trying to get through all these ones that I think are pretty solid soul rings real quick. Okay, all right. I think these are all the arts of like circular magical things that you wear. Right? Like this one, I know it's a little big for the dog and cat one, but should I zoom in a bit more? It's a little big for the dog and cat one, but like, you could put it on your wrist or the collar or whatever. Oh, wait, no, the Avatar one totally counts, right? It's, it's got some sort of mystical significance. He wears it. It's an artifact. That counts. There are better Monster Hunter options for this one. I mean, I'm sure there were, yeah. I think you're supposed to wear the ones with the miniature sun inside. I think you're supposed to wear these. Maybe this one might be like not wearable. Maybe this one's too big. Yeah, the Avatar one is a magical circular artifact, yeah. It is as large as 3 mountains. What, this one? Is this one really big? If this one's really... Oh, you mean this one? Oh, I didn't think of these as mountains. I thought this is like smaller rocks. Is this supposed to be a mountain? What soul ring is this? What am I looking at? Oh, is this a mountain? Okay, maybe this is a mountain. This might be too big to wear. The one right before Avatar doesn't look wearable? Okay, this one is, it's kind of hard to tell because these are hieroglyphics, and hieroglyphics aren't that big oftentimes. So I imagine this looks bigger than it is. This one's not from Final Fantasy. The other one was. I think this one's wearable, or if it's kind of big, it's maybe meant to be worn by like the Scarab God, because Scarab God's in the art. It doesn't have to be wearable by a human-sized thing. I think it's meant to be like a wearable, like ring, bracelet, Pharaoh's jewelry type thing. All right, let's do a few other ones. Now, this one I actually think also works. It's a bit abstract, but I do think that this top part would, I'd imagine, come off, and you'd wear it as a ring. But isn't a ring... Well, magical ring that you wear. Ring as in like circular. I think the Avatar one is fine. It is a circle ring that you wear. I think like necklace pendant thing counts. Oh, another stream bot. Need to get to that real quick. Boop. Okay, the Warhammer ones. I know this is a magical circular thing, but it's like a gate. You don't really wear it. I think this is also like a chaos gate. This is the top of a flag banner, so that isn't something you wear. This one you also don't wear. But Warhammer does have magic. There is warp magic. You could claim any of these to be magic. Maybe the Necron one isn't magic at all. I feel like this would probably have some warp. Has to have a hole in the middle. I guess that does differentiate it between a ring and a circle, right? So maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe this gets bumped down. Will this stream mark your debut of constant streaming? Consistent? I've been consistently streaming except when I'm not. Does that count? You think this was no magic? I feel like they always accidentally have some warp energy. Like unintentional magic, no? Oh, Necron one is Soul of a Catan. Does that count as magic? I guess a soul has to be magical, right? Maybe this one can just be tech? Will we ever get a VOD? All my VODs are on my YouTube channel and my Twitch, so. This you definitely don't wear, but it looks like a magical circle. I'll get to this in a second. This is like a magical ring. I thought you cut all your soul rings. I mean, I don't play them in decks. I don't own most of these. What is this one? What am I looking at? This is from Tarkir. Bardu lighting fences and blacksmith skills. Is this like a town? It's like a ring protecting the town from a dragon storm. I think this might be a non-artifact. It does say blacksmithing skills, so I guess maybe it has to be an artifact. But it's not something you wear. Star Wars is just space wizards. Well, in Star Wars, they have literal magic. The Force is magic. That's not technology. Second one away from Hatsune Miku is the steering wheel edge of a spaceship. This thing? Oh, is this not something you detach? All creation is... Oh, you're right. You're right. Right. This is a wheel. Ah, you don't wear it. Thank you. Good catch. I thought it was like a ring on a holder of some sort. At what point is it considered magic in EOE or sci-fi? In Edge of Eternities, there is literal magic, right? Like if I... I mean, these guys, this is like, is this technology or is this magic? I mean, I feel like the jellyfish people are kind of magical. No? I guess maybe a lot of it is tech. I feel like the void stuff is very magical. I guess it's a little hard to tell. The space angels use magic. Oh, true. Yeah, there's like space angels. Yeah, definitely the angels are magical. I think maybe some of the insects are magical too. Like pull through the weft. Is this tech? I don't. This doesn't look like they have tech on them. This looks like they're just magicking. I think there's literal magic in Edge of Eternities. You can magically control its structures. Isn't OG Soul Ring more of a portal than a... No, I'm pretty sure this is a ring that you wear. Okay, all right, a few more. This is like... It is an artifact and it's magical, but it's not something you wear. The Tanuki one, I mean, Tanukis are magical creatures. I think it's fine that they would have a magical artifact, but you definitely don't wear that. It's a coin. So now, this art is not something you wear, although Sonic does sometimes have the rings on his wrist. So if it was more like this, I would put it in the higher tier, but, you know, it's a magical circle. Okay, the steering wheel, I mean, it's a circle. It can be magical. We'll put the Final Fantasy ones over here. All right, now this one, does this go in the top tier? Because it is... I guess it's a thing you wear, but it's not a ring, right? It's just a circular magical object. It is a mask, though, so you do wear it. Can you wear the sun? I mean, if you put the sun into a ring, then I can wear it, yeah. The ring changes size on Sonic. Is it the same? Is this the same ring as the one that he would wear? If so, then it's literally a ring that he wears on his wrist. I guess I don't know enough about Sonic lore to know if this is the same ring. The third one is this thing? I think it is a... Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe it is an astrolabe. There is the there's this little thing inside of it. I thought maybe that was a ring, but maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, you don't wear it. Yes, this is the ring he collects, they just change size. Okay, well then this is a ring that he does sometimes wear. Seeing Miku ring in magical ring you wear. What? I mean, it is a magical ring that she's putting on her wrist. I don't... This is quite literally one of the base definitions of, like, a magical circle you wear. She's putting it on her wrist. Am I missing something? All right. Now we're getting to the, I think the real... Wait, hold up. This is a magical ring you wear. She's wearing his headband. Now we're getting to some of the real stinkers here. This one, in the Twisted Metal world, there's no magic, right? Right, like there's no magic. This is just like a circle. I'm not missing the Pride Soul Ring. It's right here. How do I wear this one? I imagine it come. I think this circle comes off. Like, I think this is a rock outcropping, and then this just comes off. I think this part's not the ring. Clown ring. Like, I think that there's no magic in Twisted Metal, right? Calypso holding a tournament where the winner gets to have his wish granted. Monkey's Paw. Oh, is he magical? I don't know anything about Twisted Metal. Okay, well, if he can grant wishes, then that feels pretty magical to me. So it is a circular round object that grants wishes, so that's magic. Yeah, it's the PlayStation bonus card. Okay, the vault is not magical in Fallout. There's no magic. It is literally a circle, but it is at least an artifact, right? The vault is still a mechanical, man-made thing. You don't wear the... Don't you wear the mask? Yeah, but it's not a ring. Right, I'm putting magical ring you wear. It's like it's a circular thing, but it's not a ring. Well, we did the same thing with Aang. You know, there's no hole in the center, so it's not a ring. It's just Sweet Tooth's car, so you don't know. Oh. I guess, yes, it may be. All right, so, okay. Sure, there is magic in the Twisted Metal universe, but is Sweet Tooth magical? Twisted Metal Sweet Tooth. Magic. Spell. Cast. Mystical. Enchantment. Artifact. Wizard. Soar. Maybe Sweet Tooth isn't magical, right? Sweet Tooth is literally just a killer clown, right? Apart from the firehead, nothing like that. I mean, the fire, you can make fire without magic. I guess his head is on fire. There's magic in the universe, right? Yeah, no magic. He's cursed. I guess. I mean, a curse is like that. That's got to count as magic, right? I don't know if it's in his car. Maybe it's on fire because his head's on fire. That seems kind of magic. Does the capsule ring include the outside? Yeah, it's the same thing. I just didn't put both of them here. There's the dog one too, but it's the same thing basically. It's like a collar. So this is yeah, I guess it is just decoration. But if it's magically powered decoration, then it's magical. Right? I'll think on it. I'll think on it. Well, let's move on to a few of the others. Okay, this one. This one's not an artifact. Right? This one is... The Furby one is just a Furby, right? I'll grant Furby's magic. The ornament on his cards are projectile and hit enemies through walls. I get. I'll put it in magical. He's cursed. It's probably on fire magically. The Furby, I'll grant the Furby magic that it is a magical creature, but it is definitely not an artifact. This is like a living, breathing creature. There's no artifacts in the art. This is pretty bad. Dr. Octopus's thing is not magical. This is technology. Furby is an artifact if you think about it. No, I don't think so. For us, it is a toy, but in the Furby secret lair, they're like walking, talking, living things. They're not toys. Okay, and then this song, what is this one even from? Secret Lair Countdown. This looks like a little guy. right? That's a face. That's not a hole in the center, right? So I think this is like a creature. I don't really know what the lore is here, but I think this is in the same tier as the Furby. I'll grant that it's magical, but why is the OTG under wearable? Isn't it a big machine floating in the water? This one? Is it big? I don't know. It's hard to get the scale of these. When the Great Vault fell, it shattered its wonders across the junction. See, I thought this was a wearable ring that is falling and splashing to the water. We're just zoomed in, right? Isn't this like just like a macro shot of that? Or is this massive? I don't know if this is massive. I feel like it could be a ring. I'll put it at the bottom of this. The sweet tooth, the one on the cars. Okay, people are saying he's cursed. That's why it's on fire. Right? You think this one seems big? I thought this was like a zoomed in macro shot. Even if it is big, Ulamog could wear it. I mean, yeah, I guess it should be intended to be worn, I suppose. Right? Like, isn't the OTJ just the Femoral Vault? Or it looks, oh, is it? Vault. No, I don't think it's just the Fomori Vault. I mean, I think it's a Fomori artifact, so it's like intended to look similar, but I don't think it's like the door of the vault. You can tell it's big by the size of the water bends. I guess you wouldn't have that kind of crashing wave if it was just a macro shot, or would you? The Fomori are huge. Are they? I mean, I guess this guy is huge, right? All right, this is a person. Ruhan is massive. Well, yeah, I guess, is it a ring meant to be worn by the Fomori? Because, you know, they are right that the Fomori are really big. So this could easily be a ring for them. I think this is a wearable ring. I think this is intended to be something a Fomori puts on its finger. Okay. Dragon. I'll say it's magical, but this is not an artifact, right? Oh, maybe the flavor text helps? True. When the Great Vault fell, no, it just says it scatters its wonders across the junction, which, if it is a ring meant to be worn by a Fomori, it would go in the vault. That does make sense, right? You could wear that's... I believe you, skeleton fingernails. Is Vastrax not magical? I actually don't know. Is Monster Hunter magical? Monster Hunter has bioenergy. So it's non-magical and not an artifact. If it's not magical at all, I actually don't know. Then it's definitely just the bottom tier here, which Nuka-Cola also goes into because, I mean, it's definitely not magical, right? This is tech. And this is not an artifact. I mean, it is a created thing, but this is like spilt milk. It's not like it was intended to be a ring. Monster has magic, but not in the monsters. Oh, okay, I see. What is the last one? Is that a Beyblade? No, it's a spilt Coca-Cola. Alright, let's go over these. Soul ring you wear, 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 soul ring you wear. You wear this, you wear this. This looks like something you could wear. Yup. Yup. I think this comes off. I think this is just a rock outcropping. I think this is a bracelet. This looks like something you could wear. This is like a dog collar. You wear this, you wear this. She's wearing that. You wear this, you wear this. He does wear this because this is the ring that changes shapes, as we learned. The only magic in Monster Hunter is from Final Fantasy. This is something you wear. I think this is for Fomori's. You wear, but it's not really a ring. You wear it, it's not a ring. You don't wear these. But they are magical circles. I'm going to lean towards this being magic because he's cursed, which is a magical thing. If this is on fire, his head's on fire. I feel like it's fair to call it magic. This is not magical, but it is an artifact. This is an artifact, not magical. Non-magical artifact, non-magical artifact, non-magical artifact, right? Furbies, they're magical creatures. I don't think they're an artifact. This is also like a creature of some sort, like a Kirby villain. You think the Monster Hunter Soul Ring is fine? It doesn't have to be something you wear? Yeah, but this isn't even a circle. This isn't anything. This isn't even a circle. Look at the shapes. Look at the shapes here. Triangle head, triangle wings, triangular arms. This is like, if you break this down into like its basic shapes, this is a triangular creature. This is very much not a circle in any capacity. This isn't a ring in any way. It's not an artifact. And according to people telling me, because I'm not a Monster Hunter head, it's not magical either, so it's just nothing. Fallout has magic, but the vault door isn't magical. I think Aang's necklace is magical because, like, in Avatar, artifacts and old things that were like owned by people are indeed stuff that you can channel to get to the spirit realm and such, right? This is like in Avatar, Roku's little statue or whatever helps you travel, connect to Roku and stuff. So Gyatso's thing is definitely magical. Like, I'm pretty sure he uses it to connect to Gyatso in the spirit realm. That's magic. That counts. There's probably a circle somewhere in that dragon. This dragon is all triangles. There's no circles. Now, rank them on how much you like them. That's a different story. I mean, I think this one by Mark Teeden is like, this is like maybe my favorite Soul Ring art. It's really cool. Like, it's a really awesome art piece. Probably my favorite. This one, the Nuka-Cola one is like so bad. Because like the Nuka-Cola isn't, like, it's a liquid. Right? It's not meant to be a circle. It's like not, and then calling it an artifact is like such a stretch. Like, right? It's like calling Coca-Cola an artifact, like the liquid Coke. It's like, I don't really think it fits the definition. So triangle taps for 3 times 2 mana. Yeah. The Monster Hunter Soul Ring sucks. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool looking dragon. It's just I don't know why it's a Soul Ring. The OG Soul Ring, 1,000% can be worn. 100% this thing can be worn. It's just being forged, right? Like it's definitely intended to be a more solid ring, and then it's like giving off energy now. But I'm very confident this is something you wear. I've literally talked to Mark Teeden about like his Soul Ring arts. Like I'm telling you, if you ask him, do you put your finger in this thing? He's gonna say yes. You like the Sauron one? The Sauron one looks cool. Like this one, the art is really sweet. And it is a magical ring, so it does very much fit it. Okay, I think this is my Soul Ring rankings. Now, what are my favorites? Actually, I think this one has really cool art. I think it's kind of a fun twist on the ring idea because it's not a ring that goes on your finger. You wear it on your head. That one's fun. This one's probably my favorite. I like this one. The necklace is... Oh, it's not letting me move this one. There it is. The necklace is pretty sweet. I don't know. I kind of don't like most of these other ones. You can put it on your finger, but like, will I be able to take my finger out? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You know, that's yeah, that's up in the air, right? OG Soul Ring art has jewelry tag on Scryfall. It is intended to be worn, yeah. Okay. I think this is a... I'm going to probably save this image. I might bring it up on the next podcast. We have a guest that I think it would be really fun to ask about this. So probably I'll, tune in for the podcast and we'll see. I think that's it for the current stream. I might do... Here's the thing. Chat, would you want to see the same thing, but for all of the Universes Beyond renames, right? Because these, I kind of hate a lot of these. Mark Rose are finally coming on the podcast. Yeah. Yeah, he'll definitely come on the podcast. Because actually, I hate this because a lot of times on like Architect or something, it'll say this name, Baron Rivalry, when it's meant to be Deadly Dispute. But the thing is, right, if you think about it, if this is a deadly dispute between two characters, then it's supposed to be like a deadly dispute, and then you could call it Deadly Dispute. Why do you need this other goofy odd name? It's just confusing and stupid. Is it not going to be a long stream? It might be too long. I might realize how many of these cards are and then like give up on it. So we'll see. But I have that idea. Like how close it is. It's how good. It's whether or not this name should exist, or if it even should have been this card, you know? They kept doing this because people like the Godzilla ones. It makes more sense for named characters, right? Right, like for a named character, I kind of get it. But when it's like a random card like Deadly Dispute or whatever, it's just like... I guess I could just do all the Final Fantasy ones. I mean, some of these are really bad, right? Like A Promise Fulfilled. Why is this light up the stage, huh? What is this background? There's no stage. What's being lit up? This literally means nothing. For characters, like characters are a little different, I guess. It kind of, I don't know. I guess I would have just preferred if it just said Ragavan or whatever, but I get that the character needs their name. But yeah, it's just for some of the other ones. I mean, this one's pretty egregious, right? Like laboratory maniacs. This is not a laboratory. These aren't maniacs. This isn't any of that. It could have been any other card. This could have been Council of 4 or whatever, and he had a couple people. That's a Final Fantasy reference meant to be understood by Final Fantasy players. I mean, if you're a Final Fantasy player in the chat, like, please let me know. Are they on a stage? Are they lighting it up? Are they performing? Am I missing something? And if that isn't like clearly conveyed in the art, then you probably shouldn't have done this. I know they're renaming it and making it the same ability, but like, then why do any of that? Right? Why not make a new card? Like, what's the point of making it a light up the stage reprint at that point? If you wanted to put this on something, this could have been Cathartic Reunion. It's two people like hugging. Right? Like, this could just be Cathartic Reunion. Like, just pick something that makes sense. Most of these are like pretty bad. Like, it sucks because like visually they're really cool. Like this one makes sense, right? Ancient Copper Dragon. This looks like it could be an Ancient Copper Dragon, right? The Final Fantasy VI opera scene was right there. Could have been a better match. Yeah, if there's a thing where they're on a stage, you could have just done that and then called it Light Up the Stage. And then you don't need this other silly name for it. A very frustrating thing. It's just confusing, I think. Anyway, that's my tier list. We're a bit of a tangent there. You finish Final Fantasy VIII and you kind of see how it fits, but it's a real stretch. I mean, like, you know, it just, why? It's not like Light Up the Stage needed a reprint. They had to put Light Up the Stage in there, right? It just doesn't make sense. I wish there was something in screenshot cards. Honestly, the screenshots look so bad, yeah. All right. Anyway, that's it for the stream. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll try and stream again next week. Ideally, every week I'll be streaming consistently. Hopefully, we'll see. Holidays get busy. Yeah, this is my list. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's reasonable.